Okay, so I lied. Python does not have a private keyword, but I want to talk about that anyway. So in Python, unlike other programming languages, we don't have the private keyword, but we can still sort of use something like it. It's not the same, but let's get into that. So in this car class, we have color, type, car owner, engine, and year. And these are all public by default, but let's just assume that we wanted to make, let's say, the year private. What we could do is we can say underscore underscore to this year, and now we will not have this year available to us. Now, I sort of lied again. Why? Because as you'll see, it'll be available, but in a different way. So this is called data mangling. But let's run this and let's get into it, and I'll show you what I mean. So if I run this and I see room with the object reference here, this is for my previous video, but I'll remove this and I'll just say something like this. You'll see that room is working and is with my engine. That's great. But what about if I wanted to get to V12, for example? Well, what we could do here is I can say, okay, let's take this out and just print my car engine. For example, this will print V12. What about if I wanted to print car owner? If I wanted to print car owner, I could do that here. And that is the car owner. What about if I wanted to do the underscore underscore year? Put it in here. This will say, nope, this car object has no attribute, underscore underscore year. But we know it has one, but it doesn't let you access it like the other attributes, right? This is what I mean by the private attribute. Or there's no private keyword, but there's a private attribute. That doesn't mean we can't access that, and one way to prove this is that we can say, okay, you know what? Go ahead and print the dir of my car. And what'll happen here is that this dir method or dir function, it's a built-in function in Python that will basically display any local scope attributes or variables, or in this case, the objects attributes and functions. In this case, my car, we can see that it has an underscore underscore year. It has all these dunder methods, and we've talked about dunder methods before. It has all these dunder methods available. And if we scroll down all the way to the right here, we'll see that we have a type, a room method, number of wheels, engine, color, car owner, so on and so forth. So all I'm saying is here to the right, you can't see that we have underscore underscore year, but all the way to the left here, we did see that. And the way to access it, it would be underscore the name of the class. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Underscore the name of the class, underscore underscore year, which is the name of the attribute. So if you take this whole thing now, and you just basically say my car dot, oops, I didn't copy that properly, but I gotta copy this. I'm just being lazy, but if you copy and paste it here, and we save it and we run it, we'll see that now we do get the year. So that is a way that you could sort of hide the year attribute, make it private, so that it's outside, it's an issue outside of the class. Inside the class, you can get to it no problem. Like if I wanted to say a room with my engine, well here I could say with my 2024 engine, let's say, I could say self.year, and it'll be underscore year. And if we save this and we run it, oh, we just have to call that method. Sorry about that. We have to call that method, like my car dot room, and then we'll run it. We'll see that now we have access to that. So what does that mean? That means that inside the class we can access this variable. It's a private variable. Private meaning it's available inside the class. It's not available outside the class. But we know it is available outside the class. This is called data mangling. That means that we're making it a little bit more difficult to make a mistake. So if one of the developers in my team or myself come back to this and we had to do some code and we're trying to access the year attribute directly, it would blow up and say, hey, look, you don't have this available. You have to, it won't tell you how to do it. You'll have to kind of think about why it's doing that. And then you'll realize, oh, wait a second, it's because it's a private variable. So the same thing goes for private attributes. If I wanted to make this private attribute, let's just show you that if I printed this again, they're my car, we'll see that the room method, it's all the way to the end here. And if I made it private by making it underscore underscore, that becomes private. And if I run it, I know that it's going to change this. It's not going to be the same name. And in fact, you can see it's not here at the right. It's all the way to the left. And it does the same thing. Underscore name of the class, which is car. Then the name of the method, which is underscore underscore room. So again, it's not saying it's unavailable. You could really still get to it, but it's making it a little bit harder so that developers make an extra effort to access the method or the attribute, whatever is private at this point. It's for that reason and that reason only.